one app that you can use to stream live from every social media. I know they working on it.
Oh yeah,
they gotta be.
It's like on Instagram, you like post something, you can share it to everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know on Instagram you could do it. You could click Facebook.
Facebook,
yes.
Yeah.
So somebody else has, but I don't know if it allows you to go live. You could share a post.
Yeah, I don't think you can do it live.
Right. So I know somebody working on it. I'm just waiting.
If you thinking it, trust me, they working on it.
That's what I said. I was like, somebody working on it.
Oh.
It's too loud. You turn her down. Girl, you're going to be deaf when you walk out of here. Hey, Percy. Make sure you can hear and see me, okay? If not, I'm going to start this video over, please. Welcome to Warriors Talk here on UBM Radio with your host, Lady Rochelle. And as always, I'm so excited you have chosen to tune in today. It is Motivational Monday. Please stay connected with me on all forms of social media. Facebook /Warriors Talk with an S. Twitter @Warriors Talk 1. Instagram Warriors Talk 1. You can email me show ideas at warriorstalk1@gmail.com. And if you ever miss a live broadcast of the show, please go to Spreaker.com, and that's SPREAKER.com. Follow me, and I'll follow you back. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Warriors Talk with Lady Rochelle, for eyes on the community. We would love to hear from you. You can call in at 312-754-4333. This show is dedicated to every child that's dealing with an illness, whether it be cancer, diabetes, lupus, and also to the parents who are taking care of them. Last week we had a testimony by Paula Kelly. She told us about her unbelievable breast cancer journey. When cancer strikes, the whole family takes a hit. Paula's unique journey of strength and courage took her faith in God to a new high. She also brought her daughter Jessica in. And Jessica was 18 years old, and she talked about how her mom was her rock and how it hit her in her core to know that the one person that she depended on needed her to help win this war. They put on their boxing gloves, and they have not stopped fighting since. So if you could take anything away from that particular show, know your family history. Early detection is important, and if you ever feel overwhelmed, it's okay to have a day where you're down. Just don't stay there. And remember to bring all glory back to God. Our healing verse of today is coming from Isaiah 40:31. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. Ooh. They will walk and not faint. Sometimes we put God in a box. And sometimes we give him our problems and then we take them back. Well, what we need to do is to depend on him for our strength. So many times we depend on the people around us and they're not able to help us. But God says to cast your cares on him. Why? Because he cares for us. So when you're ever in a battle that you cannot handle and you need an extra boost of strength, God is the person that you need to go to. I'm really excited about the show today. I have a special guest that's on today, and she's going to tell us all about the gift of hope. And hope is a feeling of expectations and desires for a particular thing that you want to happen. And my guest has demonstrated that, and she could tell us all about the gift of hope. So we have an extraordinary guest. She is the founder of Nadia's House of Hope. It's a not-for-profit organization. She raises money for children who are in the hospital for an extended period of time. She helps them transition back to the traditional classroom setting by giving them educational materials as well as devices. She's a trendsetter. She's a child prodigy, and she has a sights on becoming a doctor. She works tenaciously embracing and nurturing children while ensuring that they have the tools they need to stay on track in school. So she's here to share her journey and also her childhood illness that brought her close to death. But she's here to let us know how to give the gift of hope to others. Please join Warriors Talk, Nadia Howse. And that's House spelled with Howse. Hello, Nadia.
Hi, thank you for that introduction.
I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited.
You.
I'm excited because there are so many other things that you could be doing. As a young woman, because you're 18, correct?
Yes.
As a young woman, I think young people get a bad rap. Because it's so many things that are going on with young people, and I don't know exactly where to put my finger on it. Gangs, drugs, sex. It's so many other things that kids are doing. Killings.
Yes, that's true. I feel like my generation especially is very different than the previous generation, and so I feel as if there is a big gap, and so sometimes we're seen as the type, people say, oh, millennials, like they're lazy, they do this and that. But I do think there are a lot of people in this generation who are looking to make a change in the world and make a big difference. And I see it very commonly in college. I think a lot of the people that I talk to, I'm associated with, have big dreams and big goals. And it's really refreshing to see people not being involved in those type of activities and, just trying to have a fresh future and strong goals.
So there are some young people out there that have ambitions, that are not just on the street,
yes,
leeching off of other people, robbing, because sometimes downtown they're reporting that it's like mobs of young people that are robbing individuals. And when you look at someone like yourself and you say, everybody's not doing that.
Yeah.
You have your own organization.
Thank you.
I mean, like how many kids I can count on one hand. But I like that you were driven at an early age.
Thank you.
And I think that has a lot to do with your support system that you have backing you as well. And when you have a strong support system that's backing you, then you're able to make decisions, and they also hold you accountable for those decisions that you make.
That's true. I think that's a big part of it too with upbringing is communication and making sure that like you're held accountable for the bad decisions that you make, because I think that makes a huge difference going forward, how you deal with things. And I feel like the older I get, the more decisions I'm faced with, and it may be a situation where I have to make a split decision on my own. I feel like especially in the profession I want to go into, there's a lot of decisions where ethics and morals are just highly important. And so I'm really glad that my support system, my parents value that above a lot of things. And so I feel like that's helped shape me into the person I am today, which is why I wanted to get involved and do something when I was 14. That's why I wanted to start my foundation. I wanted to make a difference.
Wow, so you started this organization at the age of 14.
Yes.
How many kids at the age of 14 are thinking about starting an organization? What brought you to the point to where you wanted to help children?
I get asked this question a lot, and I don't really know initially when I had the idea. I remember in middle school, I worked with kids who had disabilities, and I wanted to do something to help them. That was my initial motivation that I had. And as I got older, I started talking to my mom and asking her different ways that I could help, money I could donate. And then we started talking, what if I had a foundation? So, I could raise more money and it could be done correct, get all the legal things, And so one day we were going to I think we were planning a trip to California. And I always collect coins. Like if I spent cash, I'd have change back, and I would put it in this container. And I took it to the bank, and I had hundreds of dollars, and I was like, I'm going to use this to go shopping. Going to California, they have all these nice clothes. But then I was looking in my closet as I was packing, and I was like, I don't really need any more clothes, and I wanted to do something really nice for someone else. And so I went back to that idea, hey, you remember like when I was younger and I'd talk about a foundation or like something to help people? And we got talking, and I was thinking about when I was sick and when I was in the hospital. And education is always something that's been highly important to me. Mm-hmm. And so when I was sick, I had Kawasaki and pneumonia, and I was in the hospital for several days. I had pneumonia twice and Kawasaki once. But it was Oh, I don't remember my mom. I know how long I was in the hospital, but no. Okay, it was a long time. It was an extended period of time. But I made sure I didn't fall behind in school because my parents were there and they gave me all these books. And I remember reading, playing games that were all helping my education. And I'm a junior in college now. And so I skipped grades in school.
Oh.
And I think that my parents being there to teach me, giving me these educational things are a huge part of how I was able to do that. So I wanted to do that for someone else.
So the support system is very important. When you have a strong backing, it's very important. I think it gives you that extra drive, especially when you have parents that are driven, such as your parents.
Yes.
And you see that, it's like you have no choice, really, but to succeed because you have this greatness behind you.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of like set the stage for you to do what you have to do. So you mentioned Kawasaki disease, correct?
Yes.
So I just looked it up because I'm like, what is this? Kawasaki disease is an illness that involves the skin, the mouth, and the lymph nodes, and most often affect kids under the age of 5. So how old were you when you?
Ooh, 3.
Three? Wow. It says the cause is unknown, but if the symptoms are recognized early, kids with Kawasaki disease can fully recover within days. Left untreated, it can have serious effects on the heart.
Yes. I actually still have to get heart tests sometimes to make sure that there wasn't any damage because I believe there's 11 days when that you have to like have diagnosed, and the symptoms are flu-like, so sometimes it's hard to tell.
Wow.
It just lasts for a long time, and I want to say they found mine on the 10th day, so it's very close.
Okay.
And so I feel like that experience, learning about that later in life, I'm sure then I did not understand the impact. I just thought, oh, I have a cold, but you don't realize how bad it is. And I'm just so grateful that my parents were there to take care of me and, make sure that I didn't fall behind with anything.
So they were there to make sure. And a lot of kids, sometimes they don't even have anybody there to do that.
Yes.
Some parents may have to work, so they're not there at that time.
Yeah.
So that's why I think your organization is very important because you bring them books, you bring them other educational supplies, devices as well.
Enabling devices.
And so it keeps them up to date. So when they decide to, the doctor releases them to transition back into the traditional classroom, they won't be behind.
Yes, I think it makes a huge difference. I've received letters, from hospitals I've donated to, and they all say, oh, thank you so much. It makes a huge difference. Because they still have to learn, it's not like your life doesn't just stop because you're in the hospital. Things are still changing, you're still learning. And so that's a huge reason why I wanted to have books, updated books, updated devices, games that'll make your mind think. It's critical thinking too. It's not always just rote memory and textbook. But there's so many different aspects to learning and education. And my parents, I think, my mom always said she wanted me to be well-rounded. And so I think that's a big thing that I want to have with the kids in the hospitals that I donate to now is just a variety of options because while one person may like this book, someone could like another. While one person may have passions for one thing, there's just a myriad of reasons why I wanted to have all these different options available to kids in the hospitals.
Awesome. I think it's an awesome thing. I just wanted to let the people know what the signs and symptoms are for Kawasaki disease.
Yes.
It says it cannot be prevented, but usually the telltale symptoms and signs come in phases. So the first phase can last up to 2 weeks. It involves a fever for at least 5 days. So you can have severe redness of the eyes. You can have a rash on the stomach, the chest, or the genitals. You can have red, dry, cracked lips, swollen tongue, white coating with red bumps. They call it the strawberry tongue. You can have a sore throat or irritated throat. Swollen palms of the hands, the soles, and the feet could be purple or red, or swollen lymph nodes. That's just phase 1. So it says during the second phase, which usually begins within the second week, it starts with a fever on the skin on the hands and the feet peels off in large pieces.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. As a mother, I think I would be going crazy if I saw that. Like, what is going on here? It says this can happen to children who are already being treated. So even though you're being treated, those things can still happen. It says you can also have joint pain, diarrhea, vomiting, and abdominal pain. So if your kids are having those symptoms, you should be at the doctor
Yes.
You shouldn't be at home trying to medicate anybody. I can understand the fever because sometimes, you give them medicine and you wait a day or two to try to, get that fever down. But if your child is having all those other symptoms I just read, you should not be playing. You should be at the doctor.
Yeah, because initially with that phase 1, it could seem like stomach flu, cold, virus. It might not seem as big as it is. It might not seem like Kawasaki disease, but I think all those other symptoms are huge things to look out for and signs you to take your child to the doctor, see a physician.
They did say, I agree with you, they did say that they have to, the way that they diagnose the Kawasaki diseases, they rule out other conditions. So it could imitate viral or bacterial illness. So they have to rule all of those other things out before they diagnose you with Kawasaki disease. So, and I think the fever might play the biggest part because normally it's not normal.
Fevers are a huge indication.
Yes, especially like you said, yours lasted 10 days.
Yeah, especially when they last.
So if it's lasting that long, you're like, okay, something's gotta be wrong, because normally a fever breaks maybe 2, 3, 4 days.
3 days.
Yeah, depending on it breaks. And as a mother, I'm telling you, I hate to take my babies to the doctor because it's like I would rather be the one sick than to have them sick and to see them being poked at and and sometimes you're that young, you really don't know what's going on, and then just I saw pictures of your mom in the bed with you and everything, just comforting you.
So many videos.
Yes. Just having your parents present, it kind of gives a sense of security, like, oh, I'm going to be okay. It's something about that presence of your parents, especially a mom. It's just like, let me see my mom. Let me call my mom. Okay, I'm going to be okay. Even though I don't feel good, but, I see my mom and she's okay. She's not crying, anything. She's not panicking. So I guess I'm going to be okay.
Yeah, you definitely look to parents for stability when all things go wrong because it's your parents, you grew up. If you had a healthy attachment to them as a child, you're definitely going to go back to them later in life and expect them to be stable, be your comforter, especially if they're a great support system, as I feel my parents have been.
Well, considering how you have turned out and you still have a ways to go, I can believe that they have done an excellent job.
Thank you.
I know your mom, and I know she's a giving person.
Yes,
if anybody could say one thing about First Lady Iris, they can say she's a giving person. That would probably be the first thing that would roll off their tongue. And so that has rolled onto you. It has been instilled in you, maybe not purposely, but you somehow picked that up, and that's how you came about with Nadia's House of Hope.
Yeah, I think my mom is a very strong leader.
My
mom and my dad. I see it with my dad in church, every Sunday. I see it with both of them. And I feel like they have such strong personalities and are very firm in what they believe, and they don't waver from their faith. They don't waver from their decisions and their morals and values. And I think that's a huge factor, and I aspire to be more like that every day. Sometimes it's difficult, especially, I feel like that is the thing with my generation, and we do have a lot of different opinions, a lot of different beliefs. And so I feel like I'm thrown into a pool of very different, views. But I do like that my parents have never, they've never wavered from that. They've always kept me grounded and, like how I was raised and things like that. And I think that's made a huge impact. I want something like my foundation because it makes me appreciate the little things and want to look out for people and give to them.
Yes. When you have two I'm gonna call them a power couple, because they're a power couple, and they are. Just the presence alone, and like you said, with the morals. Because I know my daughter's in college, and she says, "Mom," she goes to a Christian college. She says, "Everybody ain't living saved."
It's true.
She's like, they are. I said, well, just because they're at a Christian college does not mean that they're saved. Maybe it could have been their parents. When they go there, it may not have been their desires. So just make sure that you stay true to your faith.
Yes.
And then maybe you can rub off on them and witness to them, because you're gonna be hit with people's opinions and their different lifestyle, and they're gonna try to tell you that yours is wrong, and they're gonna try to put all these ideas in your head. And when you come from a family that stands firm in what they believe, I think it kind of becomes easy for you to do that as well. And you kind of make you don't make these rash decisions. You know how to weigh your options to come to a conclusion that's going to glorify God, not just yourself, but glorify God in the process.
Yeah, I think it makes a huge difference because, there are things that people my age face every day. And I don't think if I had the upbringing I did, I would have been the way I am now. I think a lot of things would have changed.
Wow.
I didn't
Wow.
think of them.
I'm interested to see how you came up with Nadia's House of Hope.
Yes.
Very catchy. I like it.
Thank you. Oh, the name.
Yes.
I wanted to do a play on my words. I think it was a combination of me and my mom. Like, I wanted to do house, something with my last name. Like, house of something. And my first name means hope.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so actually both are kind of a play on words. And so we were like, oh, Nadia's House of Hope. Like, that flows. That'd be good. And so, yeah, hope, my name means hope. So it's really just me and aspiring to instill hope in other people.
Wow. So I know you said your family and your mom, they keep you grounded.
Yes.
What would your peers say about Nadia?
Oh. What do you mean, like my personality?
Like what would they say, because you have your own organization and you study and you want to be a doctor, and you may have some peers that may not be there yet. They may not know, because you have to surround yourself with minded people.
Right.
So what would they say about Nadia?
Oh, I was supportive in it, and they always ask me about it. They're like, oh, are you donating anywhere anytime soon? And they ask me how it's going and how much money has been raised. And sometimes they, like, have ideas with, oh, maybe you could do this to fundraise. And they're all very, like, I think we're all like-minded in the sense of we're all have goals and they're attainable, and we all want to do great things and make huge impacts on the world. Like, I have a lot of friends who want to be doctors, but they want to go to, like, third world countries and help there before they're here, So I think everyone wants to help and make a big impact. So I think it inspires them to do things like that, and they all, I think, do a great job in staying grounded too.
That's a good thing, because your circle tells a lot about you, the people that you have around you. They're either gonna be an asset or they're gonna be a liability. So you have to make sure that, and I'm sure that your parents are watching who's around you. So if somebody's not, believe me, mama or daddy is going to say, it seems like they can sniff them out before you. And you're like, no, they're okay, they're okay. They're like, no, they're not.
They always know.
And then you're like, dang, and you don't want to tell them, like, they're right.
You're right.
Yeah, so I think about, you're young, you're 18.
Yes.
And it's like, do you feel like, because you skipped a couple of grades in school.
Yes.
So you started college at what age?
15.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the ripe young age.
Wow. 15. Was you nervous going
No. I was pretty, well, at this point I'd been used to being younger in my grade.
Okay.
So I don't really think I noticed a difference. It happened so gradually over time. Like, I skipped kindergarten and then second grade and then junior year of high school. So it was very spread out, and I was used to being the younger one. So I think it's more of an adjustment for other people than it is for me, to be completely honest.
Wow. Do you think that by your mom coming to the hospital, reading to you and making sure that you stayed on top of your grades and everything, do you think that played a big role, had a big impact on your education?
Absolutely, yes. I don't think I would have been able to do that if it wasn't for her. Because I don't really know exactly what it was, but I think it made me want to do it for myself when I got older. So I don't think I really had to be told to do my homework. Like, I always just came home and did it, because I was so used to her spending hours. Like, I remember playing games and little hooked on phonics, doing the readings, and her sitting there with me days, at a really young age, just teaching me and learning all these different things, like learning how to read young. All of that was because of my parents. Oh, when I was 3, I learned how to read.
Wow.
So, yeah.
You were reading at 3?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and I could write my name at 2.
And you could write your name at 2.
Yep. Yeah, that definitely wasn't me.
Wow.
by myself.
So it makes sense that you skipped some grades.
Thank you.
Wow. Do you ever feel like, as far as like your social life, do you ever feel like you missed out on stuff because you skipped grades, because you're ahead of most of your peers that are your age?
The only thing I feel like I missed out on, quote unquote, was driving in high school, because I didn't get my license until I was in college. But I mean, that wasn't that big of a deal, because I had friends who could drive, so it wasn't. There were never really big things that I was like, oh, I can't go to that. Like, I mean, sometimes there are things here and there that I'll be like, oh, I'm not old enough. Like, I wasn't 18, so there were a lot of things that I couldn't go to. And so I feel like now that's not really as big of an issue. But, I mean, it mattered more when I was in high school to me that I couldn't drive my senior year. But, I mean, that was probably the only thing that I think I, missed out on a little bit.
Was driving.
Yeah.
Wow. What are some of the things you have encountered visiting some of the hospitals where the kids are there for an extended period of time?
There was one hospital, I believe it was University of Illinois Hospital, or Shriners, where I played my violin.
I forgot to tell y'all, she is an accomplished musician as well.
Yes, I've been playing since I was 4.
Wow.
I've taken a little break from it in college, I think, just because I'm busy with schoolwork, and there aren't as many places that I could practice or that I'm available to play at with my schedule. But that was really different because I think music is a beautiful thing, and so to be able to share that experience with someone in the hospital, I feel like was incredible. It was this patient, he was very interested in it, and I believe he spoke like multiple languages, and it was incredible. Great experience.
Wow. Well, I'm excited because I think you are bringing hope to a lot of young people to let them know that our hope is not lost without young people.
Yes. No.
We have someone here that's 18 and she has her own foundation. She's in college and she's positive about life. She's optimistic about her future as well. And she's not just sitting down on it. She's not just talking about it. She's actually making things happen.
Thank you.
So I'm hoping that you are encouraging some young people out here that have dreams and aspirations and that want to do things but just don't have that drive, or they don't have parents to push them to do it because their parents didn't have anybody to push them.
Right.
So I appreciate you coming on, sharing your journey, and I know that somebody is being blessed.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. We're going to listen to 10,000 Reasons, Bless the Lord by Matt Redman. I love this song.
Me too.
We know this.
Okay, people are talking to me. Can y'all do me a favor and share this video, please, so other people can get this important information? You like CCM?
Well, you got
CCM?
me.
Christian contemporary.
Oh, yes.
Christian contemporary.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's before. Yes, I do.
She didn't think I knew about 10,000.
Yeah, we
I
knew about
love
10,000
10,000
I
reasons.
love this
She
song.
went to a Christian high school. That's all. It was
okay.
white. So that's
She
all.
got me beat because I thought I did something when I graduated at 16.
Oh, that's
wow.
still good.
That is.
I was
That's only a year
Hey, people.
I was
older
like
than me.
I
Let's see
mean,
what y'all
2
saying.
months into
Okay.
my 16th birthday,
Thank you so
I was
much.
on
Wow.
college
My
campus.
grandson.
Where'd you go?
So she stayed on
Oh, wow.
campus. She stays in the
It
dorm
is so
at
uplifting
15.
to
Really?
learn
What's
that
school?
we have
UIC.
such strong,
I was
independent,
at
and
Central
compassionate
State
young
in
people in the
Wilberforce,
world.
Ohio.
Thank you
Wow.
for your time. Please
Wow.
connect with
Really?
me and
I
I'll
was
show
a
you.
deer in
Oh, wow.
headlights. I was like,
What's your degree in? What's your
I'm gonna
degree
read
in?
that. I'm gonna read it on air.
Nothing.
Hey, Russell.
I mean, I'm going to finish, of course.
You didn't finish, and you're brilliant.
Yeah.
You better go finish.
Okay, Nadia,
What were you
this is
going
your
for?
cousin. Is
My cousin?
is it
What
Tissa?
would you do now?
It's Trissa.
Trisea.
T-R-I-S-E-A, Trisea.
House side?
What would I do now?
The last name is Beals.
Bill.
She says, hello,
Oh.
cousin Nadia.
Yes. I know
That's
who
our
that is.
cousin.
Your side, grandma's side.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, my father's side.
Grandma's side.
After 2 years,
She's
I
on here
put money
watching.
in.
Okay.
That's what I said. That's why I said her don't stop.
Hello,
for
Red.
school,
Hello,
but once you
Brenda.
start making that money,
Hello,
Yeah,
Leah.
I could've
Russell,
graduated at 20.
Beatrice. I'm gonna read y'all comments on air.
See?
Yes, this is so inspiring. You're taking your hardship and turned it around to bless others. Leah, it is
Doogie
the
Howse now.
parental sixth sense. We must
Yeah.
know. Yes, yes.
So I'm gonna put you send that to
You are
me,
just an
and I'm gonna
amazing
put it
young
on
lady.
my.
Continue.
I'll put it on my
This?
page. You send
Oh,
it.
okay. Okay.
I'll put it on my page. People that listen to it.
We also have the one with the once I'm done with the show, he does the audio part,
Okay.
and so I post that as well because you
Okay.
can always go back and if you're just at work and you want to hear it, you can put it in your ears, put it in the car. So I'll tag you on that one too.
I'm gonna share the one you got with the pictures, with everything.
You like that one better?
Because people, they like to see.
They do.
Yeah, that's what I just figured. I knew you were gonna do it, so I could just get it from you.
You know I be on Facebook. Hello, Anita. Deatra said, you are just an amazing young lady. Continue blessings to you.
Oh, thank you.
And then Leah said, it is a parental sixth sense. We must know when our babies are sick. Yeah, that's true. She said, yes, this is so inspiring. You have taken your hardship and turned it around to bless others.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And then Leah said, it is so...
Leah.
This is my friend Leah from Australia.
Okay.
Oh.
Mhm. She said, it is so uplifting to learn that we have such strong, independent, and compassionate young people in the world.
Tell her we've been to Australia.
This is what she said. Thank you for your time, and please connect with me in Australia. When was the last time y'all were in Australia? How long ago?
2 years ago?
No.
They were there,
What?
Leah, 2 years.
I was in middle
about,
school.
About 3 years ago, Leah.
7th grade.
You went 7th grade when I went to Australia?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So 4 years
That was a
ago?
long
They
time
were
ago.
there 4 years ago,
It was
Leah,
the
in
summer
Australia.
between 6th and 7th grade.
We went to Sydney.
I think she's in West Australia.
We
2
went
years
to
ago, we
Sydney.
went to Europe.
Yeah. Okay, we were in Sydney.
Oh, wait, she's saying something. What is she saying? Hold on, Leah, hold on.
What is Leah
You
do?
have been to Ost. I forgot. I gotta tell you.
Oh, okay.
She's a breast cancer survivor as well. That's
Awesome.
how her and
You
I
met. Mhm.
yes, that's how her and I end up connecting.
Awesome.
I know she's an author.
Okay.
And Leah, I forgot what your profession is. She goes, yes, south of what is that? PERTG? Oh, Perth.
Perth. PTA.
She goes, yay, the summer's here.
Yeah, they're the opposite of what.
Wow.
It's winter here, summer there.
Wow.
We went to Sydney, and the Blue Mountains were incredible.
Oh, wow. And then Brenda said, thank you so much. I need to get my grandson checked for this. Brenda, you better hurry up. What you waiting on?
Well, the thing what got me, I took her to the doctor to get medicine for the fever because I couldn't get it to break. And then he gave her medicine, and that didn't do it.
Wow.
So I brought her back home, and it didn't work. So I took her back. That's what happened. And that's when they ruled out it was Kawasaki's. And how they treat Kawasaki's is you have to be in the hospital and you have to have hemoglobin, something like that, for so many hours intravenous.
Mhm.
The medicine has to be given intravenously.
And you couldn't say this on the air.
Oh, okay, well, you ain't look my way, so I don't know.
Me?
And that was, it's gamma globin, and I'm not pronouncing
That I
it
think
right.
that is it. Gynecolog. I saw it
It's
on here.
something like that.
Is it? It's like GAMM. I saw it on here somewhere.
Gamma globin or something like that. I don't want to sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, but.
I'm trying to see if I find it. It's GAMMA.
Gamma.
Gamma globin.
No, I was right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more common between Asian and boys. And she's a female and black. So
Wow.
how about that? Like,
Where'd that, like, hello? Where'd that come from?
right. So who knows?
No, right.
Because I know the interview was about her, so I just, if you ask me something, I'm going to say something, but sometimes young people want to hear from young people.
Oh, she's a teacher and business lady in health and wellness.
Oh, okay.
I knew about the health and wellness part, but I don't think I remember the teaching part. Hello, Candace Lucas. Candace Lucas is one of my sponsors. She's with Red Alert, and she's
Red
one of Red Alert. It's a pest control company,
Oh,
and she's one of my sponsors on the show.
awesome.
Hello, Candace. She says, "Good evening, ladies."
Good evening.
Yes.
I'm saying good evening. She don't even know I'm here. She met you all.
I could show you.
No, we want.
Why you don't want to be seen? Let me see if I move this.
Ooh, look at me. You know I'm so vain. I gotta have my stuff right.
Now you can say hello.
Hello.
You know I'm gonna pull you in so you can talk.
Oh, see how my hair look? See?
I know that's what I be doing now.
I'm way more image conscious.
I know I be in here while they looking. I'm like fixing my hair because they can see me fix it.
Right?
Hey people, if you just joined, please share the video. Right now we're listening to commercials. We're listening to your commercial right now, Candace. She said, Leah said you look amazing.
Oh, thank you. Tell I'm not bad for an old lady.
She said she's not bad for an old lady. She no.
Oh.
Not at all.
Oh.
Okay, we're about to go back. And we are back. This is Lady Rochelle with Warriors Talk here on UBM Radio, and we are talking to Nadia Howse about the gift of hope. Welcome back, Nadia.
Thank you.
I see the people on Facebook are loving you. They are loving this journey that you are taking them on.
Oh, I'm glad. It's always nice to hear feedback.
It is. And we have Nadia's mother in the place, and I just want to let you know and let you see that she comes from good stock. None other than Lady Iris.
Hello, everyone.
How are you?
I am wonderful. How about you?
I'm doing well. I wanted to bring you in on a conversation because looking at your daughter, you can tell that you have done an excellent job. And I know when you're raising kids, it's not an easy thing, especially at her young age. Skipping grades, going to college early, and just getting out in the world, doing her thing. How did that make you feel as a mom? Like, did you feel like you were losing your grips?
I don't think I was losing my grip at all. It was more like, goodness, my baby is growing up and it's going so fast. It's happening so fast. A lot of people, they thought I was like almost crazy for letting her go away so young. And we kind of like had a compromise. She wanted to stay on campus. So I'm like, you're 15. If you're going to stay on campus, then you need to be close.
Okay.
So that's why we decided to let her go to school here in Chicago. She got offers. She got scholarship offers for other universities. But 15 I see, I need to get hands on it, if something is going on.
Right.
And you know how we feel. And, it wasn't an easy journey. Her biological dad died of a stroke when she was 7. And, that whole transition and getting a new dad and just thank God he's just the new father, my new husband. He's just wonderful. And he just stepped right up to the plate and he was a blessing to her. And I'm just so grateful. It's like God just ordered our steps. And I'm not just saying that as a cliche because it seems like all should have been lost.
Yes,
You lose your dad.
yes.
Because my daughter didn't make it any better. She's like, well, Mom, I want a dad. I want a new dad. I'm like, oh, pressure. So, but I'm grateful that she had that attitude because, a lot of young people, they're like, oh, no, he's not my dad. I don't want
Yes.
another dad. And she was like, no, all the other kids have dads. I want a dad. I want a dad by the time I'm 13.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Oh, I think your time limit. I remember.
Right. When you were only 7. But I'm just grateful how God did what he did. And, just our steps have been ordered. No, I don't have a perfect life. She didn't have a perfect life. But we know, we bounce back from whatever the enemy tries to throw our way. And that's the way this world is. It's full of sin. So things
Yes.
are going to go wrong. But just thank God that we have someone who gave us good advice. My background. Her dad gave her good advice. Her biological father was also a minister.
I remember him very well.
Right. And then God gave her a pastor of a church. So, she's in good hands. And as a mom, you get nervous because you don't know what to think sometimes, when it's going to be someone new, how the child is going to respond. And, you have to get another side, a new family members,
Yes.
new siblings. But I'm just so grateful it all worked out. Not to say everything was always perfect, but I'm telling you, you learn through your trials, your tribulations, and I'm glad you go through problems and have misunderstandings because it's something about having a misunderstanding. You will learn not to say certain things, okay? Because that person will let you know, no, don't do this, or that's how you learn by having misunderstanding. We all might want a perfect world, but that's not going to teach you anything.
No.
It's like going up the rough side of the mountain. You have to have those humps. You have to have those rough places. You have to have those crevices. Because if you were climbing up a mountain without any of those things, what are you going to do? Slide straight down. Because you have nothing to give you a grip. Nothing that'll make you hold on.
Wow. Oh, wait. Okay, so now y'all see where Nadia gets this from.
Thank you.
So I am sitting here with 2 amazing women. Let me tell you, amazing women. I love First Lady Iris. Every time I see her, she's always smiling, always have something positive to say. She's a out of the box thinker. She's not gonna let you put her in a box. And I think that has really rubbed off on Nadia, because you are not a in the box young person. You're 18, you're in college, you're getting ready to graduate next year.
Yes.
And you want to be a doctor. You out here helping young kids. You're bringing hope to them. Nadia means hope. Who knew you was going to live up to that name? Your mom and your dad prophesied over you with that name. And we have to be careful what we name our children.
You're
Yeah,
right.
that's true.
Oh, it's so true.
Yes, you have to be careful. So your future was prophesied from the beginning when they named you Nadia.
Can I tell you something, Lady Rochelle?
You sure can.
When she was born, when I was pregnant, that I didn't want to know the sex. You know, I wanted
Oh,
a
wow.
surprise because I thought it was anticlimactic after you were in labor and, you know, and you've carried a child 9 months. It's like, I want a surprise at the end. A good surprise. Nothing bad. But I just wanted to have a moment. But when I was, she said, oh, look at little angel. So I'm like, why you call her an angel? She said, because her hands in her position, her mouth is moving.
Oh, Lord.
I was like, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Isn't that something?
I think that would have freaked me out.
You know, I just was like, thank you, Jesus. You're
Oh,
with
my
her.
goodness.
And you know, you have to realize I was 37 when I was pregnant with her.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
55 now. So I was older. So you know how they say, you know, the amniocentesis
Yeah.
test, and you need to do that.
Yes,
your
I
child
hate
can
them.
have
Yes,
Down syndrome.
Yes.
Because I'm older,
Mhm.
but look at God.
Look at God.
I was 37 and her dad was 50 when she was born.
Oh,
we were
my
13
goodness.
years apart. So,
Wow.
you know, everything that could have gone wrong should have gone wrong according to, you know, the reports
Science,
of the
yes.
doctors of science. But
Mhm.
look at God. That's
Look
all
at
I can
God.
say. And all the ladies who may not feel like you, that their biological clock is ticking and it's too late. Honey, throw away the clock. God is in control.
God is in control.
God got this.
Trust me. I had one at 37. I had one at 36, one at 38, and one at 41.
See, look at God.
So
And they're all
it can
fine.
happen.
Yes.
And they're all healthy.
See?
And the last one, they was telling me, oh, she may have Down syndrome. You may want to think about getting rid of her.
Mhm.
She may have skeletal issues. And, you know, it was a lot of pressure on me. And I said, you know what? I don't care how this baby is going to look. And
Right.
she was like, well, you need to think about taking care of special needs baby. I don't care.
Mhm.
I'm going to have her and love her.
That's
That
right.
little girl, you've seen her running
Oh,
around.
yes.
Yes. Nothing wrong, nothing whatsoever. So you
No.
can't really go by what the doctors say all
No,
the
you
time.
cannot.
Sometimes they play the guessing game with you.
Yes.
Nadia,
Yes.
you had a divine appointment, honey.
Oh, thank you.
You had a divine appointment, and I love your parents.
Me too.
I knew your dad, and he was a very humble person. Him and your mom were teachers.
Mhm.
They were teachers. They came to our church and they would teach us about a lot of different things. So, and I know your stepdad, we call him the superintendent. So you have some great people around you. And I know you can appreciate all of the wisdom and everything coming from them.
Yes.
And it definitely shows. It definitely shows on you. And when you're out at these different events and you're donating to the hospitals, what's going through your mind when you're donating? Like, what are you feeling?
There are times that I've made donations that I didn't get to meet the patients, and those times I'm a little sad because I want to see, you know, the direct effect.
Yes.
And I don't always get to see that, but I think it's nice when I get to go room to room, patient to patient, and see them, you know, like present it to them myself.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the most satisfying feelings, to see someone, to see how you can be a blessing in someone else's life. And while it may seem like a small thing, like if I just gave someone a book, if I gave someone a notebook, like they'd be like, okay. But it's just a different setting, and to see how one small thing can make such a big difference, I think is very impactful, and it makes me really happy.
I think with children, they have to keep their minds busy. So if they're able to do schoolwork, working out problems,
Mm-hmm.
they're on the laptop, you know, the iPods, it's keeping them busy. It's kind of reducing some of the stress that's
Yeah.
associated with being
Mm-hmm.
up in a hospital and not being able to be with your peers in a normal social setting.
Yeah, sometimes you need distractions, like something, I find that when I'm reading, kind of takes you away from whatever you're dealing with. Reading is, I think, a great escape. And so I think it's really important to stimulate your mind, because, I mean, that's just been scientifically proven to prevent like cognitive diseases
Yes.
later in life.
Yes.
So that's a huge thing. Like,
Mhm.
not even just with education, but with your health, your mental health.
That's true. I see like some older people and how they are just going 80, 90 years old, and they're still aware of everything. They're still able to make decisions for themselves. And I think that comes with reading, problem solving,
Yes.
putting those things in your mind and working them on a daily basis.
Yeah, different parts of the brain, different areas of the brain are all very important to stimulate. And the more you do, the less likely you are to get certain diseases. If you speak 2 languages, you're less likely to have Alzheimer's, you're less likely to, I can't recall some of the diseases
Dementia,
that are prevented. Yeah, dementia.
Yeah, you gotta. I think you have to do it. You have to constantly do it. It's just like taking care of yourself. It's a daily thing. You have to put it inside of your routine that you do daily.
Yeah.
In order for you to see long time results.
Yeah, the brain is fascinating.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Wow. Well, we all know that Nadia has a brain on her. And I'm excited. I'm excited because, like I said, young people get a bad rap. It's so many things that you could be doing. You could be running after a boy. Let's face it, you're 18. And not to say that you can't have a male friend. I'm looking at Mom to see if she's gonna, but you have to. I think that you're at a place and time in your life where you can put things in perspective, and you know what you want to do. You know where you want to go, so you're not gonna allow anybody to come in and alter that.
Yeah.
And I think in order to do that, you have to know yourself. You have to know what you want, and you have to set standards and say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. This is what I need to do. And if they try to derail you from what you want to do, then I think that Nadia would be able to speak up for herself, because I know your mom and your dad, and you're not going to allow people to come in and disrupt your world.
Yes, that's true. They always tell me, be careful who you surround yourself with and the influences that people have. And I think that's a big thing that I've learned in college.
I can't. You know what? My daughter is in college. She's in. She goes to a Christian college, and she stays on campus. It's here. It's in Elgin.
Okay.
And so she wanted to go away. Like I told her go wherever. I wanted her to go far away, but this was the best deal for her. They gave her a scholarship, and it still is an expensive school, but just her hanging around the different people at school. She says, Mom, people come from all different backgrounds, and she is the type of person, she's real sociable, but she finds herself sometimes being like the outcast, and I think it has a lot to do with her relationship with God. Sometimes for a reason, sometimes you fit in for a reason, sometimes for a reason. It could be to draw other people, because they're going to be like, okay, why is Nadia so special? And then they're going to want to know what makes Nadia special. And once they know you, they know your roots are in God.
Yes. Yeah. I think it does make a difference, like being religious and having strong faith. There are certain things that I don't do. And it's noticed. It's definitely noticed in college the older I get. Like in high school sometimes, but it's really prevalent now. And so, I don't know, I feel like I just try to... It's hard. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not like, oh, I never have made a mistake. But, I definitely think having my faith is something that I'll always go back to. Train up a child so they don't depart from it.
Yes. And like your mom said, if you don't have these obstacles, if you don't have disagreements, and if you don't have trials and tests, you're never going to be able to get promoted to that next level, because you've never been tested.
Right.
So you have to be tested in order to know what to do and what not to do. So I think it's important that you have your standards, and that you go through different things in life, so that, for one, you can learn. Two, you could be a witness to somebody else to say, no, you don't want to go down that road. I've been there, done that. That doesn't work. And sometimes we tend to keep things to ourselves. I would say as African Americans, we tend to keep things to ourselves and not want to share with the next person in order to help them grow. And just the fact that you're helping the kids, you're giving yourself, you're going out, you're getting these donations. There, some donations come to you, but in some donations you have to solicit.
Yes.
You have to. Oh, by the way, NadiaHouseOfHope.org.
Yes.
Go to her website, gorgeous website.
Thank you.
Go to her website. She's accepting donation. No donation is too big or too small. And the house is spelled Howse. Nadia, NadiaSHOWSE, House of Hope. Nadia'sHouseofHope.org. Please go to her website. You can make donations. I saw that you had, was it Lurie's Children's Hospital?
Yes, Anna Robert Lurie's.
I saw that. And then UIC is where you was actually, where you were sick and you gave back to them.
Rush.
I love Rush. I used to work there.
Really?
I love that
Yeah,
hospital.
I love that hospital too.
I do. That's why you came out okay, because you was at that teaching. You got to be careful where you take your kids. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
But I would like for you to give some young people some words of wisdom. What would you say to a young person that has dreams, has aspirations, but just don't have that drive or don't have that push? What would you say to them to get them to go to the next level?
First, I'd say get to know yourself. Set goals for yourself. Know what you want. Know what you want to do in life, and try not to let anyone or anything distract you from that. Because I feel like that's a really common thing that'll decrease someone's drive. Is they're like, oh, people around me aren't doing that, but it's okay to be different, especially in that sense. It's for a greater good type of thing.
Yes.
And so it's not about yourself. It's not about what it looks like. It's not about how people are going to view it. You shouldn't do things because you're like, oh, this person's like this, or this person might say, whatever. It's about what you want and achieving your maximum potential.
Wow. I love that.
Thank you.
So, Mommy.
Yes.
I need you to give someone some words of wisdom who's raising a young person and they need some encouragement for their young person.
I guess I can say is do everything that you know to do in your life. Because so often as adults, as parents, if our kids err, it's like we want to blame ourselves. But I used to tell my daughter all the time, you know what? If I would literally put her in the car and take her on really nice sides of town and tell her that, you know what? You're living pretty well now. And if you continue to make the right decisions, continue to do good, you can continue to live this way.
Wow.
Then I will put her in the car and take her to the worst neighborhoods that I possibly find.
Oh, no.
And I would tell her, she could probably vouch
Torture
for
the
this.
baby.
And I would tell her, making bad choices, making bad decisions, you can choose to live like this. Mm-hmm. So it's all a choice. And I used to always say, you know what? If you made bad choices, if you go to jail, you're going to stay there. Mm. I'm going to come visit you. But guess what? I'm not going to kill myself. I'm not going to go crazy because I know that I have done everything in my power to do. And a lot of times it's not about bad parenting. Yeah. A lot of times, parents really have given their all because being a parent is an ultimate sacrifice. I don't care what anybody says.
Yes, it is.
But, it's like you'll have parents that they've done everything, quote unquote, correct. Mm-hmm. But their child will still go ahead and make bad choices and make bad decisions. I mean, look at the devil in heaven. I say this all the time. If the devil can be in heaven and you have God, you have everything that you need, you have the angels, you have everything you need right there. If he could be so dumb to mess up, come on, tell me what we're capable of. We can mess up too. So it's my thing. It's like, if she messes up, it's not on me. And life is all about learning from mistakes. Sometimes it's from learning from your mistakes, and sometimes it's learning from somebody else's. So again, to the parents, all you can do is pray for these kids. When she went to college, I know this girl ain't did everything perfect. I know she ain't make all the right choices, but I know what's in her.
Yes.
And train up a child in the way they go. When they get old, they won't depart from it.
Amen.
If she gets away from it, I know what's in her. I know what I put in her. And another thing you can tell your kids that I tell her all the time, the greatest disservice you could ever do to me is to die and I'm in heaven and I don't see you there. Aww. I said that would be a big hurt. Or if I die and you don't carry on everything that I've taught you, everything that I've given you, and you just let it go to not for nothing. So those are big things. And I give her things to think about.
Oh, Leah said, I feel a kindred spirit in Iris.
Oh, yeah. That's right, because you're my sister.
I love that. Angela says, no test, no testimony.
That's right.
You're right about that. My daughter say, yay, go Nadia.
Thank you.
Nadia, tell the people about the House of Hope. Give them all the information that they need to contact you. Just go for it.
Everything can be found on the website, I do believe. The phone number, the email.
Okay.
The website, nadiashouseofhope.org, is the best way to get in contact with me. NadiaShowse of hope.org. And you can see the places I've donated. You can read about where I got my start. I believe there's videos about that. You can see me donating. Yes. That's definitely the best way to contact me.
So what's next for Nadia's House of Hope?
I think I've donated to a lot of the big hospitals in Illinois. There's a couple more small ones, maybe some, like smaller hospitals not as well known that I want to donate to. But next, I guess just broadening where I donate.
Okay.
Other states. I want to do India. Oh, I recently donated to someone who lives in Indiana, but not in Indiana. But I want to start donating to hospitals in Indiana and Ohio, kind of Midwest, tri-state area, and then expand, hopefully to more places in the States.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I like that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on, sharing your journey.
Thank
You
you.
are an incredible woman. You come from good stock, but you are setting your own pace. You're running your own race.
Thank you.
And I can just say my prayer for you is to allow God to continue to direct your path.
Yes.
Let your desires be His desires, because you're going to have all the desires of your heart.
Thank you.
So I wish you nothing but God's blessings.
Thanks so much for having me on the
You
show.
are so welcome. I appreciate you. I know you went to school today. Yeah, she done went to school, and she came here, so she's doing her thing, people. So you guys have no excuse. Oh, okay. Leah said I would promote Nadia's organization in Australia and on my Facebook page.
Oh, thank you so
this is
much.
why I love Leah.
Mhm.
This is why I love this
And
girl.
we love Australia.
I
Yes.
need to get there.
Australia is amazing. We went to Sydney. The water is so clear. The blue mountains. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that place is breathtaking.
That's another thing I'd say. I feel like traveling,
hmm
although, everyone may not get that experience, I believe I'm very blessed to say I've been to some of the places I've been. If you have a program in school, if you can study abroad, anything that'll allow you to
yes,
travel, I
yes.
think I have it makes you really appreciate where you come from, because there's some places I've been, you see all sides of it, you see different cultures, and that really, I think, shapes me too. Vacation and travel and learning about other people. You realize how small you are. I saw this thing, it's like we're nothing in comparison to the world around us. And when you travel, you really see how many other people there are and how many other lives are being lived.
We're not the only ones. Oh my goodness. She says, I will come visit. West Australia is so much nicer. I'm trying to get there. I just want to give some scriptures about hope to some people who are lacking hope. You can go to Jeremiah 29:11. You can go to 2 Corinthians 4:16 and 18. Psalms 27, 4 through 5. Romans 5, 1 and 5. And Hebrews 11 and 1. And again, ladies, thank you so much for coming on to Warriors Talk, for sharing your wisdom and your journey. We know that knowledge is power, and knowledge is also the antidote to fear. And I'm going to encourage all the warriors to keep thriving while surviving. He's like, come visit me.
You better go.
Thank you, Leah. I'm so excited. She is listening all the way from Australia.
That's amazing.
Yes. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, my Leah. Who else is on here? Vance Hopkins. Thank you, Vance. Tyrone Gaston was on.
Good.
Yeah. Annette says, great to hear your daughter's story, Lady Iris, and wonderful to hear from you.
And then, no.
Annette, yeah. Uh-huh. Danielle was watching. Okay, stop fixing your hair. I'm sorry, girl. Awesome, thank you guys. And then I repeated, Leah, we're gonna talk Thursday. I have to download the app because I haven't downloaded the app yet. So I'm looking forward to seeing your face. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't shared this video, please share this video. Warriors Talk air every Monday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. You know how we do it.
Oh, that's a good interview.
Yes, it was good. I'm trying to make sure I get the comments.
You did well.
You did very well. She, I wonder where she is.
Yeah, I don't speak that well.
Yeah, she did really well.
I think it's all my classes, presentations,
Don't
communication
you?
classes.
That's all you do in college. You're
Yeah.
like, what is all this about?
Write
Right.
and present.
Yes,
Huge.
I got a lot of hearts, it look like.
yes, they're loving
They
this.
were both.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I mean, that's the one thing. I had this one class, and every class was a presentation. I was like, are you
So
kidding
tired, so
me?
many-
That is
that's very
it
classic.
is.
All of my classes,
Yes.
right? I think I just wrote like a 20-page paper
Oh
recently
my
last semester. Ugh.
I'm like, this doesn't make sense. But then you realize when you get out in the world, you realize, okay, I know why.
Yeah,
I
it's like,
have-
oh, wait, this helped.
Yes, it helped. Like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
It's like, are you afraid? No, I ain't afraid to talk. I'll do it.
And then sometimes I don't realize because the way I talk to my friends is different. You know, it's professional. All of us are like that. And so
Yes.
the like switch sounds like code switching.
I know. Because my girlfriend was like, the first time I got on air, she was like, you sound like that when you on air. Like, that's not you. And I was like,
Yes,
I'm on
yeah,
air. I'm
right.
like, what
That's
you want me to be like,
Right.
girl, what you doing? I'm,
It's
on
not-
air. I'm like, no, I'm
It's
on
not Empire.
right.
No.
I'm like, girl, I'm on air. People are
You're
listening.
acting like Cookie Line.
Right.
Look, and that's a character for her.
I
She
know.
doesn't act like that.
Goodness. No, exactly. So I'm like, no, I have to be professional. You don't know who's listening. You never know who you might be impacting. My Leah, my daughter says, amazing show. Mommy, great info from Nadia and First Lady Iris. Thank you. Thank you, Red. Hey, Person, great show. Thank you. It's a great show. Thank you, guys. Leah, we're gonna try to come visit you, although they may get there before me. But we're gonna try. I'm gonna try. I really am. I would love to come and see it. I'm gonna make sure she has your information too. She is really a doll. I love her.
She
So
she can
wait,
be my
so I can
Facebook friend.
share the
Oh,
now,
Nadia.
right?
Okay. Yes. No. Oh, let me close. I didn't close it out. I'm gonna give you Iris' name. It's Iris Reed, Reed. Leah, so you can request her as a friend. Okay, you guys, I gotta go. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We do this every Monday again, 7 p.m. See, I have to fix my hair. She said no, but the headphones messes up your hair when you take it off, so you gotta make sure. So I appreciate you guys. This was an awesome show. Nadia is phenomenal, and I just appreciate her being on. She has inspired me to get off of my butt and do some more things that I want to do. So I really appreciate her, and she's making me want to push my daughter to do some things as well, because I have 4 of them, and they're gonna be doing something, because somebody's gonna be helping taking care of me in my old age. So I am.
I always say that's what I do.
So I appreciate this very much. So thank you for allowing her to come. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you.
You guys know what to do. Keep thriving and surviving.